It's been one interesting week, y'all, and we have officially got the Marvel's Wolverine gameplay trailer that's going to release exclusively over on the PS5. And yes, while we predominantly stream PC games here, we will be streaming some of those highly anticipated PlayStation exclusives like GTA 6. It's not a PS5 exclusive, but it won't be coming to PC no time soon. Same thing with Marvel's Wolverine, and let's watch the trailer together and talk about why this game has the potential to push PS5s, PS5 Pros, and the potential PlayStation 6. But all right, let's jump into it. Mix of gameplay and in-game footage. It's becoming a trend.
Been fighting longer than I can remember.
Ooh, yes, yes, oh yes. There's a Wolverine, y'all. There's a Wolverine. Good old Insomniac.
I'd like to say I'm not a violent man.
Digging the art style.
The
Oh,
trouble just
yellow
has a way
suit,
of
yes,
finding me.
yes.
But I'd be lying.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't matter where I go.
Oh, the animations look smooth, fluid. Environmental destruction,
How far I run.
nice. That's entering?
Death's always waiting.
Oh, there go those claws.
Just not for me.
That's gameplay. That's got to be gameplay too. Oh, I hope that's gameplay. That was definitely gameplay. Mystique, nice. We're getting familiar faces.
Because I ain't no hero.
Oh, I really like the way that looked.
I'm Wolverine.
Yes, and we're getting Sentinels. Oh my gosh. What a trailer. Now, I think it was last year or about a year and a half ago, sometime around then, 2 years ago, maybe. I'm not quite sure. But around then, there was some footage that leaked with the Wolverine game. And I watched it, and it was taken down really fast, and YouTubers were getting dinged for posting and what have you. So I avoided it altogether. And I respect the art of creating things. So I would much rather have waited to see the game in the way that the developers have intended us to. So I tried to shy away from a lot of it, but I was genuinely intrigued, being that we haven't had a Wolverine game since Wolverine Origins, based off of the movie, which guilty pleasure for many of us, but still, it's Wolverine, so you gotta love it. But this looks incredible. This looks like it's been worth the wait and totally different from even what was leaked then. So, maybe just some of the environmental destruction I remember seeing in those gameplay leaks, but I mean, this is looking like it might be Wolverine Uncharted. Like he's riding that bike there, trying to catch up with what looks like a convoy, going through mountains and city streets. The animations look smooth, and yes, the gore is what we would come to expect. Although they don't look like they're genuinely humans; they look like some type of cybernetic or cyborg hybrids, but that yellow suit looks so good and is hitting all the nostalgia beats, especially for me being an 80s, 90s baby and growing up with the X-Men 90s. And then we had the X-Men 97 here that released on Disney Plus here too, that really revived interest in that classic X-Men stories. And I love Logan here in the different suits and different costumes. He has him in civvies, he's got him in his Wolverine costume, and then we have some familiar faces. We got Mystique, and will there be other cameo X-Men that also make an appearance, like kind of like in the Spider-Man games? That's the vibes this is giving me. It's giving me like Spider-Man, but Wolverine. Like, will there be a lot of sliding like he just did there? And of course, the epic reveal of a Sentinel. So there's going to be Sentinels in the game. We didn't see him fighting it, but being that it's here, maybe that's like part of an ending boss battle. That has got to be epic, kind of like fighting ED09 or something like that in RoboCop, but that looks good. They nailed the gore, and I know that's it going to not play fair with a lot of algorithms, but this is what many of Wolverine fans and X-Men fans have wanted in a Wolverine, not just game, but movie, period, where like there's limb dismemberment and just straight blood and gore all over the place. And Insomniac, kudos to y'all. They definitely did it there. And Marvel Games allowing Insomniac to really bring this character, back in a video game environment and just showing us that yellow suit. And ironically, the other day I was recuperating. I watched Deadpool. I watched a few movies, but I also watched Deadpool and Wolverine again. It's one of the rare MCU movies I can go back and watch after a first viewing. So I might have been the third time I watched it, but still, a pretty fun watch every time. And so seeing this here, this gameplay action with that yellow suit is really doing it for me because we've wanted this for a very long time. And if it's like Uncharted meets, Arkham, then it meets Spider-Man, like that three trifecta, then Marvel's Wolverine the game will indefinitely push PS5s, PS5 Pros, and yes, PS6, being that we should see the next generation of consoles likely announced here mid 2000 or mid 2020, 2026, with an in year 2026 release or somewhere along the lines there. But regardless, even if it's not a PS6, if we're just talking PS5s and PS5 Pros, this game will sell consoles. Like this will bring over some of your Xbox users, the very few that might be left, and some reluctant PC players to make the switch to maybe consider jumping on and playing Marvel's Wolverine, especially if you're already gearing to get an Xbox or a PS5 to play GTA 6. If you're on a PC platform, then this is definitely also worth adding to your cart and picking up because the graphics look good, the art style looks good, his costume right here, the backside of it looks nice in detail. I like how it's like doesn't feel like it's just one whole spandex suit. It looks layered and with different textures and colors and just a beautiful matte blue. Love how the sides come up right there. Gives him that classic look. He's sleeveless. He's got the gloves. He's got the white eyes. He's fighting in civvies. This little street here looks really dope. And yes, it's going to be a linear game, and that could be okay. I mean, Spider-Man, not entirely linear. The story was linear, but there were other things you were able to go off and do. A lot of side quests and fetch quests, if you ask me. But nonetheless, it's a very solid experience. The Spider-Man games, as in terms of a campaign, being that they were linear, and the same thing looks to apply here with Marvel's Wolverine, being that it looks to be a linear experience, but it looks like it's going to hold up and really keep you engaged. I do like that they didn't give us too much of what's going on in the story. Like we're not quite sure just what exactly is going on. We know we got cybernetic bad guys. We got Mystique. Looks like she's fighting the same bad guys. We got Wolverine throwing people in lava pits. That just look at that. He's got the beard. Look at the detail under the eye right here. Like the hair on his arms and the gloves. That is Wolverine. That is Wolverine. And I'm excited to play it when it comes out. Now, one question that I am interested in on how they're going to tackle though is the fact that Wolverine can instantly heal. So he is extremely hard to eliminate, to take out, because he's just going to recuperate. I mean, you can incapacitate, sure, but how are they going to balance the gameplay mechanic of losing, if you will, like taking too many hits, taking too many damage, because he essentially is indestructible, especially with that adamantium exoskeleton he has underneath of him. He makes it, he is brawling in this, which I love because that's what Wolverine genuinely is. He is a brawler. He is just a savage animal brawler, like with those claws. But when he can do this here, like how do you stop him? look like they have like stun batons or some type of like laser focus weapons. I mean, those might do some serious damage to him. Then you got bosses like Sentry that that again is giving me Spider-Man vibes. I mean, this game looks like it's going to be an epic ride. And this is just one of a few Marvel games that are coming down the stretch here. The other trailer that we should be hopefully getting soon too is the Blade gameplay trailer. We got the Blade trailer, but being that that too was announced quite a while ago, we should be gearing up to get the same trailer as style with Marvel's The Blade game. And being that all of the Blade games that came out in the past were just straight trash, I was a big Blade fan even when they came out, and I'm still a big Blade fan. Still got giddy when I was watching Deadpool Wolverine and you saw Blade come around the corner. But the Blade games have always been trash. So there's a lot riding on Marvel to get the next Blade game right. And while I like the art style that we've seen in that Blade trailer, we need to see the gameplay because I imagine Blade is very, similar to how Batman fights with gadgets, it's just martial arts. And we can expect the same thing in the Blade video game that he's going to use, his boomerang. He's going to use his swords. He's going to use his firearms and his pistols in conjunction with his with those hands. And he should have human and non-human compatible. So he just can't rely on using silver and garlic and those things that he is immune to and sunlight. So being that the Wolverine game looks like this, I am confident that they are going to do right by the Blade video game and that Blade 2 will probably have cameos. And if they can, dare I say it, make it some type of mixed game universe where Wolverine might appear in the Blade video game and etc., vice versa, then I'm on board with that too. But I know there's going to be more Marvel games coming out, being that especially their movie cow has dried up a little bit until Avengers Doomsday. But I think that most people will focus their interest and energies here into other, other Marvel IPs or ways that their stories are told. Much like this Wolverine game here. I mean, Wolverine, being that he's lived for hundreds of years, he's been around for a while. He has a lot of potential to do time. You know what I mean? Different time setting stories could take place in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, all the way up into modern times. He's lived a long time, So there's a lot of potential to do good by the Wolverine character, Logan, and Marvel's Wolverine the game. Looks like that they are gearing to do just that and preparing to help Sony push more consoles as if Sony needed a boost in doing that. PS5 is one of the best-selling consoles here. Not much competition from Microsoft, and Nintendo is in a world of its own, being that Nintendo won't get games like this. And I sincerely don't see it releasing on PC anytime soon, and I do not want to wait. It's one of the reasons why that, yes, we are not only dusting off our PS5 to stream GTA 6 when it comes out, but also Sony exclusives like Blade and Marvel's Wolverine. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. If you haven't yet, do me a favor and like this video and consider subscribing so you can catch all future videos and live streams like some of the ones I just mentioned with some of the best looking games we have coming out here in 2026 and beyond. And we got a lot to talk about. So yes, consider subscribing if you haven't yet. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I do hope to catch you all in the next one. So until then, be easy.